Welcome back to FM Storey. We're rapidly approaching the end of season 13 of the South American Glory Hunt Save. We've ended this. We started the season in Brazil with Atlético Mineiro. We're going to end the season in Colombia with Millonarios. There's 2 games left in the league season. We've somehow managed to get ourselves from the bottom half of the table into a seriously good chance of making the semi-finals. We are sat in 9th. We're 1 point behind 8th with 2 games left. So without further ado, let's get into the action. So we've made it to the last stage of the Clausura League stage. As you can see from the table, we're still sat in 9th. We're a point behind Junior and Inter de Palmeira. We're 2 points behind Deportivo Pasto, with 3 points behind Atlético Nacional, but the goal difference is probably too much to overcome in that aspect. So there's a chance that we might finish in the top 8 and make it into the semi-final stage. We're playing Tigre, who are down in 18th with just 3 wins this season, so hopefully we can come away with a victory. We are going to be missing Avia because he is out injured. We've played 1 game since the end of the last episode, and that was a 1-0 victory away from home against Independiente Santa Fe, with yet another goal from right-back Carlos Perez. He's popped up with a couple of goals since we've taken over already, and that means 5 wins in a row now, opening 6 games, and hopefully we can make it 6 wins with a victory over Tigre in the next match. So we've been forced into 1 change for this last game of the season, with Avia being out ill. Rodin Valencia has come in on that left-hand side, and hopefully we can just keep this good run going and do everything we need to do to give ourselves a chance of finishing in that top 8. Right, some not great results as far as we're concerned. Well, now that Fortaleza have conceded, it's a bit better, but Junior leading isn't great for us. But very, very little actually happening in our game so far. Right, we've gone long with a goal kick. Moreno wins a header, but it's just going to come back. Just what a ball, what a run. And thankfully, he couldn't hit the target, but they opened us up pretty well there. And a very, very quiet first half. 1 highlight, and it was for them, and really they should have been in front. We really need to book our ideas up in the second half, because that wasn't acceptable. Right, we've sent the same team out to start the second half, giving them a chance to redeem themselves from that dismal first half performance. We've actually dropped down to 11th in the live league table, the way the results are going so far. So not good at the moment. But Valencia with a corner for us into the near post. They're trying to break. Belalcazar's trying to get back. He does eventually get back and win it. And we nearly got done on the counter there. Indeburo goes back to Molina. Moreno out to Carlos Perez. Into Belalcazar. Perez into Puerta in the box. He's hit the post. Valencia on the rebound. Took too long, I think, and managed to just pick out the goalkeeper's midriff. Perez to Moreno. Out to Menezes, drifting wide on the left. Infield, looking for Puerta. It runs all the way through to Carlos Perez, though. Back to the other Perez. Now Belalcazar, back to the Perez. Perez, the other one. Belalcazar pulls it back. Indeburo from the edge of the box. And the keeper parries it behind for a corner. We've certainly started the second half better than we played in the first half. Valencia with the corner again. It's up in the air. And it loops into the keeper's hands. Valencia with a corner. Perez with a header. Fleck couldn't bring it under control, and it goes into the keeper's hands. And we're running out of time here. As it stands on the league table, a win would put us in the top 8, but there's still 15 minutes left. Moreno to Perez. Huerta, Menezes out to Indabura with space. Still going forward, cuts it onto his right foot. It opened up for him, and the keeper puts it over for another corner. Valencia to take it. Again, this time it goes deeper. It's headed clear. Coronado's shot. He's just come on. His shot's deflected behind for a corner. And now Coronado's going to take that corner and nothing comes of it. Valencia forces it forward, comes back to Indaburo. Canosa to Sevelion Perez. Now Carlos Perez. And driving forward down that right-hand side. Low cross. Jaida Menezes gets himself in front of goal to tap home with 8 minutes left and puts 1-0 up. Perez just drives and drives and just fires it low. Menezes is the one that makes the burst forward into the 6-yard box to turn home. And as we stand, that actually puts us 7th in the league table as we go into injury time here. And there we go, full time. We've come away with a 1-0 win, and it looks as though we finished 7th in the league. A junior conceding a goal just after we'd taken the lead sent them tumbling down the table. Inter Palmyra only drew as well, and that sent them tumbling down. So it looks as though we've made the semi-final stage. And we go into that in some pretty decent form as well. We've ended up only 5 points off the top somehow, given the situation when we took over. So I was expecting to come back after the semi-final stage to say that was the season over and it was time to rebuild and go forward for next season. However, as you can see, we have made it into the final for the Clausura. It's been overall a pretty outstanding semi-final stage, certainly compared to the semi-final stages that we experienced with both Junior and Atletico Nacional, which went abysmally at every stage. We obviously went into that stage in form, having come flying up the table since we took over. We've got a few injury and suspension issues, but we started with a 4-0 victory at home against Deportivo Pereira. We then went away to Aguilas Doradas, who'd finished top of the league table in the Clausura stage and won 1-0. We beat Deportivo Pasto 2-1 in the next game. Now, at that stage, Pasto had won both of their first 2 games and we'd won both of our first two games. So that was a big, big step. We then beat Aguilas Doradas 4-0 at home. Unfortunately, that was marred by a broken leg for Dylan Flett, so we don't have very many attacking options left. We then won 3-1 away at Deportivo Pereira and then 3-0 at home against Deportivo Pasto, which meant that we ended up finishing top with 6 wins from 6 games. We're playing Independiente Medellin, who topped the other group. Now, the scary thing is, obviously I said our semi-final performance this year was completely different to when we were at Junior and Atletico Nacional. The one team that we always seem to run into in those semi-finals that always seem to win the group and then go on to the final was Independiente Medellin. So hopefully that's not a sign of things to come. Hopefully we can do the job on them. We've got the first leg up first, so hopefully we can come away with a good lead to take into the away leg. So this is the side we've picked for the home leg. We are only really missing Belal Kassar from the normal starting lineup. He's suspended, so Angulo's playing wide right. We just don't have very many attacking options on the bench if we need to change it. Nothing much happening in the opening 15 minutes. We've had a lot more possession, but we yet to see a highlight. They've got a free kick at the back. not really pressuring them at all here. We're just letting them knock the ball around. Ball over the top. Thankfully, just straight through to Molina in goal. He quickly gets us going to Canosa, Marino, to Menezes, to Indeburo. In behind the fullback for Avia. He pulls it back and Menezes sweeps it home. What a counter-attack that was. And that's 1-0 and a decent goal. Got it out to Indeburo. He lifts it over the fullback. Avia drives in towards the edge of the box, pulls it back, and Menezes sweeps it past the keeper for 1-0. And there we go, half-time, 1-0 up. And yeah, just more of the same in the second half, please, I think. We've sent the same team out to start the second half. We've got a free kick. It's Coronado standing over it. He goes shortish. It's well worked. And in the end, it's fired high and wide over the top. Right, a goal kick for them. Goes long. Perez wins the header. Angulo now turns and runs. Finds Coronado, who might have been offside. It's a lovely finish. What a goal that ended up being. There's a point where he's in front of the defender and you think, is that going to be offside? But Perez wins the header. Angulo turns and runs. Slides it to Coronado, who takes a couple of touches and just swings onto his left foot and bends it into the top corner to put us 2-0 up. It's just played on by the right back. It dropped back in. Right, we made a couple of changes to get some fresh legs on in the midfield. Corner for them, though. In-swinger. We've got a head on it, but they're going to pick up the ball. And it works at the edge of the box. And that was far too easy. We didn't clear the box. We didn't close anyone down when the ball was coming back in. And that's 2-1. So we didn't really press him. We certainly didn't cover him. We didn't press Nino. Gave him all the time in the world to pick out a shot. Molina to Indeburo. Murillo out to Carlos Perez at right back here. Back to Murillo. Mendoza gives it away. And the ball over the top. And thankfully, Molina's dug us out of a hole there. And we've got a block on that one. And now Menezes bringing it forward. We've got 3-on-3 here. Avia. Coronado's chopped down. A former player of ours in Savino, who I think we signed at Junior with that, and that looks a nasty injury. But we've got a free kick as we're taking into injury time. Avia to take it. Shots Coronado back to Avia. Coronado. Avia again. I mean, I don't know what we were doing there. That certainly wasn't one that was well practiced on the training ground. And there we are, full time. 2-1, at least we've got the victory, at least we've got a lead going into the second leg, but it should really have been 2-0. We gifted them that equaliser with just not shutting anyone down. So here we go, time for the second leg. We've made one change to the team that played the first leg. Belalcazar is back from suspension, thank God, because Angulo, who played and did a decent job in the first leg, has picked up an injury and he's out. And hopefully we can just take advantage of this 1-goal lead that we've got. Avia with a corner for us towards the back post. It's headed clear as far as Coronado. Tries to go past his man. Chops back, loses out. And we're letting them just bring the ball clear. Oh, we are in bother here. Canosa gets across to make a challenge. That break by them was eerily reminiscent of the 2 times. Oh, in fact, hang on. Thank God that didn't go in. That whole highlight is basically eerily reminiscent of the 2 exits we've had in the Copa do Brazil with Atletico Mineiro, having won the first leg and then just not turning up for the second leg. The difference with those being it was always the home leg that we got punted out of. Ball over the top. We've been so secure defensively for so much of the time we've been in Millonarios, and we're just letting them get chance after chance. We're gifting them chance after chance so far. Right, and there we are, half-time 0-0. Really, I mean, they should have scored twice, or at least twice, maybe even 3 times there. We are riding our luck big time, and we need to be so much better in the second half. Right, we've sent the same team out for the second half. They've got an early corner though, and they've wasted another good chance. Right, and we've got a header, but it's gone straight back to them. It's going to come straight back at us again, I think, here. Indiburo gets across to make a challenge. Coronado to Belalcazar. Driving forward, gets the byline, and then just leaves the ball for them to clear. Canosa's been done there. And thankfully they've missed the target. Another corner for them. Another one we've got a head on. It's gone back to the corner taker. They've shifted it. And eventually they get the ball back in the box. And again, luckily for us, the header goes over the top. We are riding our luck somewhat in this game. Indiburo to Menezes. Avia drifting across the pitch. Looks to find the ball. It's in the box. Belalcazar back to Perez. Back to the other Perez. Indiburo lifts it in behind for Belalcazar. Lovely take. And that's so against the run of play. It is unbelievable. We've been holding on and holding on. Eventually it comes to Indiburo. He just lifts the ball over the top. Belalcazar takes it down and just drills it. The keeper gets his hand to it, can't keep it out. And we've extended our aggregate lead to 2 with less than half an hour left. But they've got a free kick. And they've got the head on it. And luckily, it loops wide of a despairing Molina, who was trying to get back across his goal. Right, we've made a change. Avia's going off and Barreo's coming on, and we're going a bit more defensive and a bit more, trying to just narrow things down a bit at the back, reduce their options. We're into the last 10 minutes, and we've got this 2-goal advantage. We should be pretty safe, but they've got to throw. Try to work it around the edge of the box. Shot comes in. Now, there's a VAR check, but given the highlight is him rushing to get the ball to take it back to the halfway line, it's definitely a goal. And we now need to try and hang on. It's going to be a tense last 5 minutes or so. He's definitely onside. Right, into 4 minutes of injury time. We've got the free kick at the back. Indiburo to Puerta. Menezes to Puerta. And he's giving it away. And we're just inviting them onto us now. They've gone back to the keeper. A ball into the box. We've got a head on it. They're going to pick up the loose ball and get it back in the box. A couple of things. I thought the referee was going to give a penalty when their player went down, and then it's a great save by Molina. A corner for them. They've got the flick on, and thankfully Molina gets across to his near post to get it. And we've held on. We've drawn 1-1 on the night. We've won 3-2 on aggregate. We've won the Clausura, and we're halfway to securing that Colombian league title. What a turnaround that's been from when we took over, where they were, I think in 14th position when we took over. It was a great run of form to get ourselves into 7th to qualify for the semi-final. Then we've won every game in the semi-final stage, and then we've managed to just about hold on to secure the Clausura against Independiente Medellin. And so we end the season having won the Clausura. We haven't yet added a trophy to the trophy cabinet because of the fact that there's no overall league champion as far as we can see in the Colombian league. It is just the Apertura and the Clausura. We decided at the start of the save that we would need to win both the Apertura and the Clausura. It didn't need to be the same season. It didn't need to be with the same club, but we did have to win both of those trophies. So we're halfway now to winning the league title in Colombia. So hopefully next season we can carry on this form that we've ended the season with and get the Apertura wrapped up pretty quickly. We then obviously will still have to go back to Brazil to win the Copa de Brazil, and we need to at some point get a job in Uruguay. The Uruguayan jobs don't seem to come available very often, but we do still need to win the league and the Cup in Uruguay as well. And there we are, the end of season 13. It ends on a high after a pretty disastrous start with that exit from the Copa de Brazil with Atlético Mineiro. And hopefully we can build on this squad with Millonarios in the off-season. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time for the start of season 14.